Good evening and welcome to the Taft City Council meeting for Tuesday, December the 2nd. As has been the tradition for as long as I can remember, we will begin with a Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Knorr and an invocation by Bob Jordan with the Foursquare Lighthouse Church. Will you please rise?
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in saluting our nation's flag? Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, Holy Spirit, this time of the year when we acknowledge the birth of your Son, we all know why we're here. We have a purpose in life, and our purpose is to love one another and to work with one another. We give thanks for this great nation of which we're a part of, this fantastic state, the county, and this town. Right now, we give prayer to all our officials, those elected and appointed, that they may be guided by your Holy Spirit to make the right decisions, Father, that you want in your life. Bless everyone in this assembly, Father, and all these councilmen. Bless their families for allowing them to give up this time to the name, power, and authority of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. As always, thank you for your military service also. And Mr. Knorr, thank you.
Yes, sir.
May we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilmember Waldrop.
Here.
Councilmember Knorr.
Here.
Councilmember Miller.
Here.
Councilmember Cryer.
Here.
Mayor Linder.
Here for a few more minutes anyway. Thank you. First item on the agenda tonight is citizens' request for public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the council on matters within its jurisdiction. State law prohibits the council from addressing any issue not previously included on the agenda. Council may receive comment and set the matter for a subsequent meeting. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes, and the first person wishing to speak is Kathy Orn with the Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening. I just wanted to thank those of you that participated in our Christmas parade last night. It was wonderful. The weather was wonderful. The mayor and I are in charge of the weather. And
your timing was perfect.
yes, we did very well. Okay, I'm going to hell for that. But I do want to thank especially the Public Works Department and Donnie. It is amazing to me that we get that done, and we could not do it without their cooperation. And they just have a can-do attitude, and I so appreciate that. So much thanks to them. Also to Randy's Trucking, Cooper's True Value, to Richie Brown, who did the video, and to Billy Long, who assisted me, or I assisted him with the commentating. And of course, the service clubs. Without them, we could not have a Christmas parade. I just want to say thank you from the Chamber. We have one more auspicious event. That is this Friday at Westside Furniture from 6 to 8. Kids will have a chance to tell Santa what they want for Christmas. They'll get their pictures taken, and those pictures will be available at the Chamber next week. So we've had a great year. Thank you. Thank you to the city. Thank you to the seated council at this moment. We appreciate your support. It's been a great year at the Chamber. And Merry Christmas.
Yes, thank you, Kathy.
Merry Christmas, Kathy.
The next person wishing to speak is Sandy Koenig. There she is.
Good evening.
Looking all over for you, and you're right in front.
Yeah, there I am. Yeah, it makes it easy. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to the city and to the community and for our Thanksgiving food drive. This is truly a community-wide event. Together, through the community, we provided 230 turkey baskets and meals to citizens, and it's really a community event. It's everybody, it's churches, mainly. Big thank yous again to, guess who, the service clubs. Couldn't do it without them. Midway Sunset Cogen plant. gosh, there's just so many people, from the elementary schools to the Taft College to sports teams to everybody. So I just wanted to say, I thought of a little thing. I'll never write the article, Randy, you'll have to do that. But the name of the article would be Count Your Blessings, You Live in Taft. So it's a very giving community. And very quickly on that note, that's my earring in there. The bell broke. So Todd fixed it with my earring. I just want to give a challenge out to council members and to the citizens of Taft to support the Salvation Army bell ringing campaign. We've got a lot of challenges this year. We're starting off slow. So I'm encouraging people to either ring bells or write that check. You know, that's what counts the most is, you know, that's how we support people from Taft. And I just wanted to make sure that people know that the money raised here stays here. So poverty is a big issue in this community, and Salvation Army funds are the only thing that's there to support people 5 days a week. Today we helped a mother get her child up to Children's Hospital, work clothes for people who get jobs and don't have the money to get their work clothes, prescriptions. It's just emergency housing. This is the only thing that does it for our community. So give generously if you can, and we appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to all of you, and have a blessed Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Merry Christmas, Sandy.
We'll move on to item number 2. Oh, okay. We have some special recognitions and certificates, and I believe I'm going to defer to Mr. Cryer, who's going to recognize the Rotary Club of Taft.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like for the Rotary President John Dodson come up to the podium, please. He's the president of the Rotary Club, and I am too, a Rotarian, if you can't tell. And it's been a club that's very good. It's a very good club to join. It's good as Kiwanis. It always gives back to communities. But I will read the resolution here. Taft Rotary Club celebrates its 90th birthday. Whereas on December 4th, 1924, the Taft Rotary Club was chartered by the Rotary International, becoming the second Rotary Club in Kern County, behind Bakersfield, holding their weekly meetings at noontime each Wednesday, which they have continued to do for 90 years. And whereas in 1989, Rotary International opened its membership to women for the first time. In November 1994, Taft Rotary inducted Dr. Stacy Eastman, a local dentist, as their first woman member. And whereas starting at its inception, the Rotary Club has been involved with raising money for many charitable causes, with one of its first being the treatment of crippled children, and more recently, the Polio Plus campaign and giving of the annual scholarships to both local high school and Taft College. And whereas Taft Rotarians have always taken an active part in youth activities in Taft. In 1975, they took over the Pancake Breakfast Help to raise funds for the Junior Football League, making it an annual event, and for the last 15 years, we'll also hold a breakfast fundraiser for any youth group, allowing the group to retain the funds from all the ticket sales. And else, Rotarians have always been very active in the community as a club, and as individuals, with at least 25 Rotarians having served on the Taft City Council, and 13 of those termed as mayor. And whereas the Taft City Council takes great pleasure in recognizing the Taft Rotary Club 90th birthday celebration. We hereby commend the members who have chosen a part of this great club for the last 90 years and wish them continued success. Signed by Mayor Paul Linder, myself, Randy Miller, Ron Waldrop, and Dave Knorr.
Excellent.
Thank you for that, Orshel. I would like to say that it is my honor to receive this recognition on behalf of the Rotary Club of Taft. Taft is a community that serves. Rotary is an organization that is world-renowned, that provides service above self, and in our community, we do that every day. You guys do that. I've seen you guys out bell ringing out there with Sandy. I've seen you guys out contributing to the highway cleanups, to community activities. I am proud and honored to be a member of this community and member of the Rotary Club of Taft. Rotary has been inspirational in my career and in my life. Ray Hatch, who's sitting back there in the back, was the first Rotarian that I knew in this community. He and I actually went on a trip to Korea with students in 2009 with several other members of the community and educators through Taft College and abroad. And he showed me that Rotarians give everywhere. In 2011, I had an opportunity to go to South Korea. Scheduled to go to South Korea. It got changed a month before my trip, and they sent me to Africa instead. So I spent a month in Africa visiting programs and schools for people with disabilities, and I saw Rotarians giving everything they have. Rotarians who hadn't been paid in 3 months that still showed up to work every day to work with the kids that they served. Rotary is a unique organization, but it's this community in this town and the Rotarians that we serve with that makes it so special, and I'm proud to be a part of that, and thank you for this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
John, pick up. Come on up here.
Well, let's all get it.
Yeah, it's important for all of us.
Congratulations. Good job.
A lot of us council members are all on the servant clubs and we're just hiding.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now look over this way.
No flash.
Okay, John, yeah, nothing up here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Mike has this flash going.
Thank you again.
You're going to have to sit on the oranges, Mr. Mayor.
I see already. I'm not even cold. All right, thank you, Mr. Crier. I will now move on to Mr. Knorr, who I understand has a recognition to provide.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a certificate of commendation for Ronnie Waldrop. I keep wanting to say Ronnie, I'm sorry, and that's just the way Ron Waldrop is. And if you don't know Ron Waldrop, he will be Ron Waldrop the first time you meet him and you're introduced to him. Thereafter, I assure you, he will be Ronnie Waldrop. So Ronnie, if I slip into that, I apologize. That just happens to be your friendly demeanor, and you can't run from that.
That's true.
All right, I have a certificate of commendation presented to Ron Waldrop in appreciation for his years of service on the Taft City Council. Whereas Ron Waldrop began his years of service on the Taft City Council in the 1990s, serving 2 terms and then returning to the council in 2010 for his most recent term. And whereas during the past term on the council, Ron served on the Public Works Committee, the Traffic Committee, the Airport Committee, and the West Valley-wide Special City Selection Committee. And whereas Ron has been a longtime resident of Taft and a local business owner for the past 45 years. And whereas in the course of his service on the council, Ron has became known to his colleagues as someone who is a good listener, has had a steady hand while serving his term on the council. And whereas through Ron's service, he will be remembered as a hard worker, a humble man, never looking for recognition, and a philanthropist donating his city council stipend to local charities. And whereas the members of the city council recognize and appreciate Ron's service, public service, and dedication to the city of Taft and its citizens for whom he's always had close to his heart. Now therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft, on behalf of the citizens of the community and all city employees, hereby recognizes Ron Waldrop as a dedicated and valued servant of the City of Taft and its citizens, and extends their best wishes for his future endeavors. Dated the 2nd day of December 2014, signed by Horschel Crier, Mayor Pro Tem, Randy Miller, and myself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Okay, appreciate it.
Well, we should.
I'm going to give you the pretty copy, Ron.
Thank you very much. Thank you for good work. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Randy. Randy. And Orchel. Appreciate you guys. We're going to sit down now. Not yet?
No, get out of my chair. You guys are way too anxious.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. I know we talked last meeting about your service to your community, and you go well above board. Thank you for everything you've done for the city of Taft. Okay, so now I'm a little bit nervous because
Well,
I'm
Mr.
going to turn this over to Mr.
Mayor,
Miller.
you have earned and are going to be honored tonight with a certificate of commendation presented to Paul Linder in appreciation of his years of service on the Taft City Council. Whereas Paul Linder began his 12 years of service on the Taft City Council on December 2nd, 2002, after being appointed to and having served on the Taft Planning Commission since July 2001. And whereas during his tenure on the council, Paul served on the Public Works Committee, the Finance Committee, Personnel Committee, and was the Kern Cog representative for 6 years, serving a term as chairman. He was also participated as a member of the Advisory Committee for the Greater Taft Economic Development Authority. And whereas Paul served twice as mayor during his terms on the council and was elected 3 times by a majority of Taft voters while not mounting any kind of campaign for office, there are no Paul Linder yard signs to be found. Whereas in the course of his service on the council, Paul became known to his colleagues as someone who always did his homework on the issues, a clear thinker, and a consensus maker. His practical knowledge of PERS and employee issues were invaluable to the council. And whereas through Paul's service, he will be remembered as a cheerleader for the Taft, an optimist, and someone who always looked forward and never let naysayers get him down. And whereas the members of the City Council recognize and appreciate Paul's years of public service and dedication to the City of Taft and its citizens, for whom he always thought of first on any decision he had to make. Now therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft, on behalf of the citizens of the community and all city employees, hereby recognizes Paul Linder as a dedicated and valued servant of the City of Taft and its citizens, and extends their best wishes for his future endeavors. Signed by Mayor Pro Tem Orchel Crier, Randy Miller, Councilman, Dave Norris, Councilman.
Thank you. Thanks, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul.
My pleasure.
Took you 12 years to get that, Paul.
Yeah,
There you go.
I've signed a bunch of these, but I've never got this. Thanks, Randy. All right, get in here. This is the last one, I think. So.
One more.
Oh, one more. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ben.
No, thank you.
I have something to say for both Ron and our mayor. You know, I'm in the counting the carrot business and enjoying oranges too, and so I don't want to forget. Very fresh. I just picked it, and goes to your honor. But I tell you what.
Here, Ron.
No, you wanted the bigger one.
I want the bigger carrot.
So that way you go.
That's classic. And I was wondering what I was going to have for dessert tonight. Thank you, Orchel.
Thank you, Orchel.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. We will move on now to approval of the minutes of the November 4th, 2014 regular meeting and November 18, 2014 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? May we have a roll call, please? That usually ends up on the consent calendar.
Councilmember Waldrop,
Yes.
Councilmember Noor,
Yes.
Councilmember Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crier,
Yes.
and Mayor Linder.
Yes, thank you. Item number 4 is a resolution declaring November 4th, 2014 general municipal election results. Mr. Jones.
Thank you. California Election Code 10262A states that the election officials shall complete a canvass of the voters no later than the 4th Friday after the election. Certification of the election was made available Friday, November 21st by the Kern County Clerk. A resolution declaring the results of the November 4th election has been prepared for council's approval. Following the adoption of the resolution, the city clerk will proceed with swearing-in ceremony.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft, California, reciting the fact that the general municipal election held on November 4th, 2014, declaring the results and such other matters as approved by law."
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Knorr, discussion?
No, sir, no discussion, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Pryor?
And then which vote?
Mr. Miller?
Just wish more people voted.
Mr. Walter?
No comment.
I might add that you mounted quite a write-in campaign. I don't think I've ever seen those kind of numbers.
Well, I gave it my all.
You did, and good job on your part. Very good. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilmember Waldrop?
Yes.
Councilmember Noor?
Yes.
Councilmember Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crier?
Yes.
And Mayor Linder.
Yes, thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to release the gavel to the city clerk, and Paul Linder is leaving the dais, as well as Mr. Walter.
Don't forget your roses.
Thank you. Yvette? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Now I'd like to call Josh Bryant forward for his swearing in. Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Craig, let me have Paul's.
No, you're gonna,
I'm just going to put it in his box.
and now can I call Renee Hill forward? Raise your right hand or repeat after me. I state your name. I, Renee Hill. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear and affirm. That I will support and defend. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. The Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the Constitution of the United States. To the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. The Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation. That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. And then if I could have Mr. Miller join me.
That's right.
Yes.
I, Randy Miller,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation
I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and that I will well and faithfully
And I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. Okay, and now we will move on to the selection of mayor, and I will receive nominations.
I would like to nominate Randy Miller as mayor.
Second.
Any other nominations? Okay. So by roll call vote, those who would like to support nomination of Randy Miller for your mayor, you will vote A or nay, aye or nay, excuse me. And let's start with my new list. Councilmember Hill.
Aye. Yes.
Councilmember Bryant.
Aye.
Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
And Councilmember Knorr.
Absolutely.
And Councilmember Miller.
Well, I guess I'll make it unanimous. Aye. It was a fleeting moment, Renee.
Just get warm.
Hey, do you have your own name tag? So we don't have-
Yeah.
I'm used to this chair.
Thank you, everyone.
And you can now take nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
You're going to do that, or I'm?
You're going to do that.
Oh,
The gavel
okay.
back over.
We now take nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
I nominate Dave Knorr.
I'll second. Sorry, I won't second that. Sorry. Get ahead of myself.
I nominate Orchard Crier.
I'll second that.
Okay, you guys are going faster than me. Okay. So,
Orchard, you get the,
I will be honored to be Mayor Pro Tem.
okay, so we had nominated both Dave and Orchel, am I correct?
right?
Okay, we're going to take a vote. And we need to find out if somebody gets a clear majority. So, off my new list. You're going to let me know by name who it is that you would like to vote for. So, Councilmember Hill,
Mr. Knorr.
Councilmember Bryant,
Well, Mr. Knorr?
Councilmember Pryor,
Myself.
Councilmember Knorr,
Tough one there, huh?
That's a tough one. I'll vote for myself.
and Councilmember Miller.
Well, I will then vote for, since we have a majority, for Mr. Knorr.
And I will change my vote for Mr. North.
So your new Mayor Pro Tem will be Mr. Knorr.
don't have to change seats there. Okay, gotta get back into the groove here. I would like to give a chance, we have council statements coming up, but I would like to give a chance to us new members if they would like to speak tonight, or if you want to reserve your comments till our next meeting. But if you have some comments about your election to the council, you certainly have a right now.
I've never been known to be quiet.
Okay.
I just would like to thank all those who voted for us. My only regret is that so few people actually voted. We have a fabulous opportunity to change things in our town or make things the way we'd like to see them, and yet so few people actually come out and vote, and so few people actually come out and actually apply for this job. Although my odds were good, and I really appreciated that, I was still sad to see so very, very few people really came out and did this. So I think that maybe in the future, more people will sign up for this. This is a very special thing, and I'm very honored to be here. Thank you.
Mr. Brian?
Well, I'll definitely second Renee here and saying I feel honored to be here. I kind of prepared hopefully a short statement. And it really centered around pride, but it hit me when I stood up here that it's even more, I feel a lot more gratitude now than I even thought I would coming into this, and that's amazing to me. But as I sit here tonight, I'm overcome with gratitude, filled with pride, and a lot of times people think of pride, they think of somebody beating on their chest or somebody saying, look at me, I'm important. Narcissistic type of pride, but that's not the type of pride I feel here. It's the type of pride you feel when you're given a gift or an honor, something that you're asked to protect and to nurture and to progress forward. Something that's precious, and I can't begin to put into words how grateful I am to be in this situation. A lot of people might want to ask why, and I think the answer is pretty self-evident that I just won election and I was sworn in here tonight. But personally for me, the feeling is simple. For all 30 years, and be 31 years about a month from tonight, I've been blessed to call Taft home. And God willing, I'll call the rest of my life. I'll call Taft my home for the rest of my life. Kind of titled this together. My whole reason for running was a hope that I could kind of galvanize that sense of pride within the people that live here, and maybe even project that to people who might want to live here in the future. Business owners that are here, homeowners that are here, residents, not only just in Taft within the city limits, but within the community of Taft, because I don't care where you're at, whether you come in from 119 up to Wood Street, from, again, Highway 33 on the east to the Jameson's house on the west, whether you're in the city or the county, live in Taft. And again, that was my whole reason for wanting to be on the council, was to hopefully foster that sense of pride, even more so than it already is. And to have that pride maybe be a beacon to people who would live on the outside and look at Taft from the outside. Hopefully one day, maybe want to call Taft home, whether it's their home personally or their home of a business, but I want that to be something that they'll look to and hopefully consider. I want to cultivate that pride more in the people that live here, empower them with that pride or embolden them with that pride. And maybe invite them again to call this place home. I would hope that that pride would continue to manifest itself in the way that it has in many ways so far through a lot of our current and recent public works projects, through the private and commercial investment that we've seen recently, and hope that that's something that people can embrace, the community can embrace and be proud of, and again be another calling card for people to look at Taft in a positive light. I really just want to thank God for the opportunity to be here and to be put in this situation. I've asked for His blessing to be upon all of us here. I want to thank the voters and the supporters who I've had throughout this process, whether they could vote for me or not. I definitely appreciate it more than I could put into words. Without you guys, I wouldn't be assuming the seat tonight. I said all along, I really look forward to doing you guys proud. Everyone that supported me, whether you're a voter or someone who just supported me with encouragement, a yard sign, whatever it might have been. And definitely there were Josh Bryant yard signs. I tried not to go overboard, but there were some. I definitely don't have the clout that Paul had, so. But I'm very appreciative of that. And lastly, most importantly, I want to thank my wife and my kids. Two of my boys could be here tonight. My oldest son's at drumline practice. He couldn't miss that, so I'm all for that. But I just want to thank you guys for your support and for your blessing. Me obligating my time for the city, and I appreciate that. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys and having your blessing for me obligating my time away from you guys. It means the world to me that it means the world to you that I'm able to do this. So, thank you, and I love you.
Thank you. Mr. Nora, do you have any council comments?
Well, I'm happy to still be here with you folks. I want to welcome the new council members aboard. It is truly an honor to serve the people. I would just remind you that you are up here as individuals. You are selected by the people of the city of Taft to think as individuals. And you bring what you bring up here to this dais. In the end, when you make decisions, it is in support of the people, for the best of the people in this community. And whether we all agree on something or we disagree, we always disagree as gentlemen and gentleladies when we leave here. Look forward to working with the both of you. Welcome aboard. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Cryer.
Thank you, Mayor. It's not easy, to take the position on the council. You hard to make the right decisions, and you always have somebody always have the negative part of it and things. So it's hard to get good people to run. And these people, Renee and Josh, they took the initiative to run, took the chances to be here to represent. Each one of us represent a segment of population. And we all have our strong points, we all have our weak points. But together as a full council, we bring all our goods right here on the table. And I close the door, we hash it out, we come back, shaking hands, and all good, and a good for Taft. And I'd like to thank both of you guys for the campaign and stepping up to the plate, and you're going to bring a lot of good things to Taft. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any further?
No, sir.
Well, I wasn't really prepared for this, actually. It's a real honor for me. And I appreciate very much the support of this council to appoint me as the mayor for the coming 2 years. We're not looking back, we're looking forward. And we've got some great things on the table. We've got some good things coming down the pike. We have some hard decisions to make. And I know that we'll do it professionally and with, like Dave was alluding to, we each all have a vote. I have no more power in this dais than any one of you. And I just hope that I can represent and to try to do the best I can to be mayor and have the community and this council be proud of me for representing the council and the city. And I look forward to it. With Oil Dorado coming up, we're going to really shine again this year, and I'm glad that our former mayor, Paul Linder, is going to be the president of Oil Dorado Inc., and he's got great plans for this coming year, and without him and our Oil Dorado board, it wouldn't happen every 5 years. So again, look forward to working with staff here. We've got a great staff, great city manager, and our attorney, and Mrs. Mayfield is our new city clerk. So we're just looking for great things. And like I always say, don't just reside here, live here. Be a part of the community and be positive. So thank you very much. And let's move on to item number 7, Planning Commission report.
They didn't show up.
Right there, slackers.
Well, Shannon's here.
Well, she,
I think she'd like to strike that from the record.
Ms. Jones, will you give your name?
Well,
and address?
I'm Shannon Jones. I apologize. I was not here at the last Planning Commission meeting. I had to go out of town on a family emergency. But my understanding after reading over the minutes from the meeting, because we do have a meeting tomorrow, is that we have continued both of the items to the vote for tomorrow. So that's really the only thing we have to report.
Well, thank you.
Right? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Ron was supposed to be here.
Next item on the agenda is department reports. Do we have any department reports? Okay, moving on. Item number 9, city manager statement. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to congratulate the 2 new council members on their seats and congratulate you on your reelection and wish everyone a happy holidays. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. City attorney statements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would just express my sentiments along with everyone else at how much I'm going to miss the 2 departing members of the council. And I've certainly appreciated getting to know them over the last many months and working with them closely, and I personally will miss them. Although I look forward to working with the 2 council members, and I think it's a good thing for the city of Taft, and I look forward to moving forward.
Very true. Thank you so much. Item number 11 is an item that we have on the agenda for any future agenda requests. Council members are request put items on the agenda. Usually we have it with a consensus of another council person, but if you would like an agenda item, this is the time to ask for a future agenda request.
I have nothing.
Mr. Mayor, I do. As a matter of fact, I heard news that another community not far from here had been successful in eliminating the threat, the poison that is spice, and making it illegal to sell it within their city limits. This is something that we have talked about and dealt with for some time, and I will say that Taft Police Department did a wonderful job of dealing with it in a big way. However, we have not passed an ordinance and we have not passed a resolution to make it illegal to sell that poison within the city limits. I heard about it. I contacted City Manager Jones, and he has been looking into it, and I would ask that it come before this council formally so that we can pass that law. That is my request, sir.
I can concur on that request. At your convenience, Mr. Jones, whenever we can get that together.
The city attorney is actually researching it right now. It deals with synthetic marijuana, synthetic cocaine, whatever you want to call it, bath salts.
Okay, cool.
It'll come before the council here pretty soon.
Very good, thank you.
I would expect that to be either on the next agenda or the one following.
I will look forward to that.
The Taft College men's soccer team is having a championship weekend. Hopefully, they will be victorious, and if they are, I would like to have a commendation for the soccer team. If it's, just keep an eye on it, and if we can do that by the next council meeting. If not, we'll go into January. But we're really proud of those young men. They're doing a great job for a small college to go up against all the larger junior colleges in the state and to be in the top 2, I guess, top 4. So it's a real tribute to the program there at Taft College. So we'll keep an eye on that. If I can get a consensus on that.
I'll concur with that.
All right, good.
Can someone email the city clerk and let him know the results of that match?
Yeah, we let the city clerk know if we can, and we'll get the information, get hold of the college down there. All right, then we're moving on to consent calendar items 12 through 23. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the city council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Are there any items on the consent calendar that a member of the public would like to comment on? City manager has just informed me that we're going to remove item number 20 for further consideration.
It's asking for a set of schedule, and it's kind of hard to do on the consent calendar, as pointed out by Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. We're going to still discuss it if we remove?
Well, it's just now that we have all of our new council members seated, it's to pick the time and date.
Okay.
Discuss time and date.
Okay, we'll just remove it
for the
and
committee
come back
members,
to it. Okay, great. All right, here we go. Item number 12, payment of bills payment of bills. Item 13, the treasurer's report.
Could
Could that be removed from the consent calendar?
I'll read them all off and then come back. They asked if anybody wants to remove one. Item 13, Treasurer's Report for dated November 19, 2014. Item 14, Reimbursement Agreement between the City of Taft and Praevious Commercial Construction for the installation of a drainage facility at, well, actually it's behind the new Taco Bell. Item 15, approve the contract renewal for a school resource officer at the Taft City School District. Item 16, renewal of the MOU with the Taft Union High School for a full-time paid school resource officer. Item number 17, purchase of RIMS collaborative software and a hardware server for the Taft Police Department. And item number 18, memorandum of understanding with the CDCR and the Kern County District Attorney's Office for prison prosecution cases. Item 19, funding to the Taft Chamber of Commerce for the quarter of July 2014 to September 2014. Item 20, annexation of the ad hoc committee schedule. Item 21, EJDC Engineering Agreement, Tasks 3 and 4 with the Wallace Group for USDA loan for the wastewater treatment plant. Item number 22, addition of one police officer position, adding one police officer to the Taft Police Department and approve a resolution. Item 23, school resource officer positions, a resolution of the Taft City Council amending the position classification plan and establishing corresponding compensation rates. Is there any items on the consent calendar that the council would like to remove?
Item 13.
Item 13? Okay.
I'd like to request items 15, 16, 22, and 23, all the items regarding the SRO.
15, 16, 22, and 23. Mr. Moore?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Brian? Okay, I have none. Okay, so we are going to vote on items 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I would like 20 to be removed. Item 21, and that's it.
Motion.
Madam Clerk, I entertain a motion first, sorry. I'm new at this again, so.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Madam Clerk, will you pull the council, please?
Councilmember Hill?
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant?
Yes.
Councilmember Cryer?
Yes.
Councilmember Noor?
Yes.
And Mayor Miller.
Yes. Okay, we move back to the consent calendar, item number 13, the treasurer's report.
Yes, given the short time that I've had personally to review this, I actually received all the information by email yesterday. There was a problem. And being that it's a very long document, I would like to know if it's possible to continue this to our next meeting, or if that's something that has to be approved tonight for deadlines.
Well, if you get a consensus from another council member, we could entertain that, yes.
I agree with that. We can move it.
I'm sorry, did not hear whether or not there was a motion.
Yeah, there was a motion, well, there was a request and a second, and a consensus request to have the item pulled.
Then that's fine, you can vote on it, and I'm assuming the motion is to move it to the next regularly scheduled meeting of the city council.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'd have to have a special meeting.
Yes, that's fine. I just
Okay.
want to be able to review it.
All right? Do we need a vote for that? Or
You should vote on it.
okay. Madam Clerk? We can do that by voice vote? Vote? Voice vote?
You can do it by voice.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, no opposed. Okay. So item 13, Treasurer's Report, we're going to be moved to the next council meeting. Okay, and then we move on to item 15.
only question, well, I have a couple questions. I believe we said we had 3 SRO positions and I will sell contracts for 2. I'm assuming that there was already one with Taft College that's in place.
Correct.
Okay, very good. And the other, regarding the addition of the police, or the additional staff member, that's not going to be an SRO. It's really just going to be to backfill the staff's off of
That's
that.
one backfilling a street.
Well, we're on item 16, so we'll have to move
Okay.
these separate items. So
Sorry.
is that the only question you had on
That's correct.
15?
That's correct.
All right. Is there any other comment? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve and renew and sign the contract with the Taft City School District for a second resource officer.
Motion.
Second.
Any further comment?
No further comment.
Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Hill,
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Cryer,
Yes.
Councilmember Noor,
Yes.
and Mayor Miller.
Yes. Okay, moving on to item 16, renewal of the MOU with the Taft Union High School for a full-time paid school resource officer. That's right.
No comment.
No
Answered my
further-
question on the last one. I apologize for that.
Okay. Ms. Hill?
No.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve and sign the MOU with the Taft Union High School for a full-time paid school resource officer.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Hill,
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Cryer,
Yes.
Councilmember Noor,
Yes.
and Mayor Miller.
Yes. Moving on to item number 20, annexation ad hoc committee schedule. Mr. Jones.
This is the continuation of an item that was brought to you before. It's for the annexation ad hoc committee. The council needs to decide what date and time we're going to meet. Staff recommends the council choose a late afternoon time the week of December 15th to allow adequate time for staff to prepare documents and presentation materials for the kickoff meeting. The kickoff meeting, the committee members will set the official ongoing schedule and meeting dates in 2015.
And the members on that?
It doesn't say here. There's the 2 council members on that?
That would be myself, as I
Yeah, that's
recall. I would defer to the
I think I'm on it, too.
laughing, chuckling former mayor.
Planning Director Mark Staples. The members from the council are Mayor Miller and Councilmember Noor, with Councilmember Cryer as the alternate. The Planning Commissioners are Chairman Warren and Vice Chair Thompson. And then we have the one seat with the California Resource Commission,
What day
which
of the week?
will be whoever they send.
So right now, we're looking at calendars for
Just for the first meeting, just to
For
get
the
it
first meeting, which will
initiated.
be
and-
next week, is that what you're looking at?
In 2 weeks, the week of your next council meeting.
Would you like it before the council meeting, or?
Anytime during that week is fine. I've been preparing for a couple months now to be ready for this first meeting, just need a little more time.
What's, how about you, David?
December 15th, was that what you?
Well, the week of
week of.
December 15th.
Oh, the week of the
So
15th.
like what day of the week? Thursday at 5:30 a.m.?
Actually, 5:30 a.m., I'd be fine. I got a couple hours in and a couple cups of coffee, that'd be fine.
I'll be dead asleep, I'm sorry.
No, sir. 4 in the afternoon, Mr. Mayor, if that would work for you. I understand that staff obviously has a job to do, and I'll make every effort to not hold anybody up.
Wednesday?
Monday the 15th, is that?
Monday's a very difficult day.
When-
Perhaps
Wednesday,
Tuesday,
Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday.
Because Tuesday would be right before your council meeting that
Yeah.
evening.
I could do it Wednesday, or I could do it Thursday. Either way, Mr. Mayor.
Wednesday works good for me.
Works for me. Don't have commission that evening, so.
Wednesday, 4 in the afternoon, then tentatively, based on, we'll have to reach out to the CRC member, the ad hoc committee, and check.
Oh, contact
What day is
the
it?
regular visitor we have,
What day of the
Holly.
week is it?
For, that'll be Wednesday.
Wednesday, I mean, what day? Date.
17th, I believe, right?
That would be the 17th.
17th.
Okay, good. I don't have my calendar with me. All right, is that all we need for that? Then we move on to item number 22. Huh? We okay?
You should actually do a motion. and
Do the motion on that?
Mr. Mayor.
Really?
Motion.
That's what the
Motion to set the first meeting date of the Annex Ad Hoc Committee.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. We've picked Wednesday, December 17th at 4 PM.
That, who was our second?
Mr. North.
Right.
Mr. Cry.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
None. Okay. Now we move on to item number 22, addition of one police officer position. Mr. Jones, would you read the opening?
City has entered into contracts with the Taft City Schools as well as Taft College to provide dedicated police officers in the capacity of school resource officers. Currently, these contracts provide for 3 police officers, one at Taft College, one at Taft High, and one at Taft City Schools. Since the school resource officer positions are dedicated to schools during the school year, the number of police officers available for assignments have decreased and resulted in additional overtime being incurred by Taft Police Department to ensure that all shifts are properly covered. Staff will request one additional police officer position for the Taft Police Department. If approved, this would increase the number of officers from 11 to 12 and the numbers of police officers available outside of the school resources from 8 to 9. Personnel and Finance Committee have reviewed this item and recommend forwarding it to the full City Council for consideration.
Okay. Ms. Bryant, you had a comment on this?
You know, we answered my question earlier, just a question of if that position would be to fill SRO or to backfill the complement of police officers we have available outside of that, and you guys have answered that, so no further comment.
Okay. Ms. Hill?
None.
Any comments over this way?
No, sir.
Okay, then I entertain a motion to approve adding one police officer position to the police department and approve a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft amending the position classification plan and establishing corresponding compensation rates.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further comment? Madam Clerk, will you take poll, please?
Councilmember Hill?
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant?
Yes.
Councilmember Cryer?
Yes.
Councilmember Noor?
Yes.
And Mayor Miller?
Yes, and I got to remind myself that passed on a 5-0 vote, so. All right, item number 23, school resource officer position. Do we need to read the staff report, or
No.
you don't have any further comment on
No,
this?
sir, again, I apologize for the...
That's
mishap
okay.
there.
Then item 23, the recommendation is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft amending the position classification plan and establishing corresponding compensation rates.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, will you take a roll call, please?
Councilmember Hill?
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant?
Yes.
Councilmember Cryer?
Yes.
Councilmember Noor?
Yes.
And Mayor Miller?
Yes. At this time, the council will be going into closed session. We have one item under Government Code Section 54956.9, the City of Taft versus CDCR Conference with Legal Counsel and Existing Litigation.
The attorney just requested that item be pulled. After
I read it.
Yeah.
Sorry to make you read more, actually.
So we have no other items in closed session? So I'll entertain, we're not going to go into closed session at this time because the item's been pulled. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.